Hey guys, welcome to Certainly Doomed Reviews. It's your host, Kurt.
It's Katie.
I'm Sam.
And it's Corey.
This week we got something really special for you guys. We're starting Nightmare in Kansas City.
It's our first miniseries. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be covering the Nightmare movies in order, and I'm calling it a miniseries because who knows how much Nightmare material there is out there.
Surprisingly a lot.
As we learned from that video we just watched a few minutes ago, there's way more stuff than I realized.
There's even a TV show we might have to binge.
We can find it anywhere.
Yeah, for real.
That might be the real challenge, honestly. Can
somebody Google it for us?
You can have a whole special about the Nightmare of trying to find it.
If we start a P.O. box and you find it on DVD, please send it to us.
All right, so things are going to be a little bit different for this. So normally you guys know, or if you don't, we do a watch it or don't watch it system in terms of rating movies. We feel like it's really easy, but for now, for this series, it's Nightmare or Daydream. Nightmare being, it's a great movie. Daydream, well, it's a nightmare movie. It's not the best one.
I think it's going to be a fun rating system.
Yeah.
I'm totally not going to get confused. Record an episode in a couple weeks.
It's opposite day, so Nightmare good, Daydream bad.
Okay.
So we got to start with the OG. We're starting with number 1, Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, it's a nightmare for me. I mean, I'm going to jump right into it.
Yeah, Nightmare.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's a nightmare for me because it is the classic.
It is the start of an icon.
Yeah, it's not even very rough. Like, sometimes, like, the first Friday the 13th kind of sucks, but there's no Jason in it even. No, Freddy's there. He's here. He's square. Robert Englund is kicking ass, and it's awesome.
It's, as somebody who's not a huge horror movie fan, this was a nice kind of, like, introduction into scary movies. And that's actually how kind of all this started was... I'm a big baby, and Kurt and Coeure are like, we're going to change that.
Yeah, we were like, Kurt and I really like horror movies quite a bit, and we're always thinking about suggesting horror movies, and we're like, no, Katie won't watch that. And at the time, Sam wasn't super into horror movies either, or at least you didn't seem like you were. And whenever we talked about it, you were like, no.
I'll watch them, but there's a lot of crap in the horror genre.
They're not your go-to.
Yeah.
Well, you told me you don't want to watch Unfriended.
Oh my god.
No.
I mean, granted, there's
crap like in every genre of movie, but
horrors particular.
When you pull me into the cursed corner, I'll watch Unfriended with you.
Oh my god.
I'll sacrifice myself.
But right. we made Kurt and I made a list of movies starting from like ones that we thought were really tame but really iconic that you should just need to see.
It's a classic.
That are classics, exactly. And this was the first one.
Yep. It was worth it.
I don't know if we've ever done any of the other ones on the list.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love that it catapulted a whole, just like we binged all of the movies.
Well, most of them. We kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
Now we gotta watch them.
We just haven't seen the new one. It's fine.
All right, you guys. So I'm going to issue a spoiler warning, but this movie's older than Katie, and that is saying something.
Yeah, I think it's time to officially implement a rule that if the movie is older than me, the 28-year-old in this podcast, we don't need to issue a spoiler warning.
So we say 1990 before, we just assume it's on.
I was born in 93, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like a hard set in stone.
Yeah, anything older than 1990, I feel like.
Honestly, I feel like it's older than 2000.
Yeah, that's also valid.
Without further ado, in Wes Craven's classic slasher film, several Midwestern teenagers fall prey to Freddy Coeure, a disfigured midnight mangler who preys on teenagers in their dreams, which in turn kills them in reality. After investigating the phenomenon, Nancy begins to suspect a dark secret kept by her parents' friends may be the key to unraveling the mystery. But can Nancy and her boyfriend Johnny Depp solve the puzzle before it's too late?
Dun dun dun.
Thank you. So, came out in 1984. It is an hour and 31 minutes, and it is starring Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Johnny Depp, John Saxon, Amanda Wyss, Ronnie Bakley, and Jusu Garcia.
Did you say Johnny Depp?
I think I did say Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We
I
really gotta
can't.
drive home. Johnny Depp is in this.
It is available to watch on Tubi for free, and then YouTube, Google Play. It looks like you have to rent it. We watched it on HBO Max, but sadly, I don't think it's on it anymore.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We watched this.
Yep.
Yeah. Although I believe I do have it on DVD, so you can always watch it on DVD too.
Yep.
You can buy it anywhere you buy movies.
And also, if you really want to, I think this movie might be on VHS.
Or Laserdisc.
I still have some VHSs.
Me too.
Man, have you guys seen like how much money some of those VHSs are worth?
Yes. I used to have every Disney princess movie, and like so many of them are worth so much now.
I really want to
Man.
get all the Nightmare on VHS.
Do
Just
it.
that way I can watch all the
On the VHS player we don't have.
all the grainy footage. 'Cause,
Yum.
like, so I don't know if you guys remember, but there's that weird part where there's the VCR filter in this movie. It's like we're in the movie. It's like we're in the dream in the movie.
It's almost like the title of the movie.
You know, I think this is the only Nightmare movie where I felt like the surrealism, you know, like with the body bag and with like the steps or being able to not run that fast, felt real nice and real realistic.
It got creepy.
It is a real creepy movie, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, the effects for this really hold up for being
So old.
almost 40 years old. Man,
Yeah.
we're 2 years away from the 40th anniversary of that. That's weird to think about.
This movie's only like 10 years older than me.
Only
How
10?
does that feel, Kitty?
Fine, I guess.
So, you know, speaking of great effects and the best part of the movie, the part where he cuts into himself, or all the weird stuff Freddy does, like when he cuts off his fingers, he cuts into his nipple, he like Armo extendos. That's the best part.
Armstrong.
Yeah.
That's the best part. I'm sorry.
That is the best part. I think the first time I ever saw it, like, I could not help but laugh. Like, it was supposed to be such a serious moment, and then you just, like, what? With his arms, and you're just like, what?
It's
What?
such a weird choice that this is like the full big reveal of him, and it's like, I've got arms the size of this
Here's my
alleyway.
spaghetti noodle
Imagine
arms.
if he kept those.
They're
He's
like
running
accordion
after you.
arms.
He's like dragging them behind him as he's running after Nancy.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
He's gonna look like the anime kid with his arms running
Oh my
behind him.
gosh.
Does Freddy Coeure have to Naruto run?
I hope he does.
I didn't know he was a weeb.
Hey, there are so many fucking animes that take place. Oh, you have this, like, fake world that you're trapped in. Was Nightmare on Elm Street the first anime of that genre?
Man, you make me
Yes.
think about the best part of this.
Really?
The best part of it is that
Well, my favorite part's probably also my favorite kill of Tina, right? I think that's Fred's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she's flinging around the room and smacks the boyfriend. And I laughed so freaking hard when we watched this.
You know, I could imagine seeing it in a dark theater like back in 1984, back before I don't even know if my mom was alive.
No.
You know, my mom would have been 3, okay? So I'm sure it would have been terrifying.
especially as a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it does hold up. I think it was just the fact of, like, never having seen this before, and
How hard that smack was.
yeah, it was, I mean,
It's
it was,
unintentionally funny.
it really was. It caught me off guard, and I was just like, oh, started
That's how I feel
cracking
about
up.
the accordion arms. Like, you watch it, you're like, what?
Like, hang
Oh,
on.
okay.
This guy's supposed to be fucking terrifying, and here he is with his fucking arms flailing around. So
Yeah.
I'm got here.
But,
All right. So I don't really have a worst part in this one, I think.
wait, Sam, did you say what your favorite part was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said Tina.
Oh, okay,
Tina's
okay,
death.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
I,
It's new.
it happens.
It looks familiar.
I don't really have much of a worst part, you guys. I know it's like, oh, you got to pick something, and I'm going to pick,
I
like,
said the mannequin.
It's the mannequin being pulled in through the
It
window.
is.
Absolutely.
It's the ending. Yeah, it is. It does kind of suck, but it's so stupid. It makes me laugh. So I don't know if I can hate it.
Yeah.
I know we don't really have like a worst kill kind of category, but I'm gonna say that the worst kill is my least favorite part, and it's not even the being hung in the hanged, whatever, in the jail cell. It's the mom dying at the end.
Oh, when she goes into the bed.
Yeah, it just was like,
What the fuck?
what kind of fucking acid trip kill is this?
The kind that I wish I would have seen in Mandy.
Call back to our very first episode.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm out here for.
Mine's probably Rod's death.
Yeah.
Him getting Jeffrey Epstein.
I was gonna say, yeah, we all know how it happened now.
That's
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger. Case closed.
What'd you say earlier?
I'm not saying that on the podcast.
You already brought up Epstein. It's too late.
No, we can leave it there. Everybody knows Epstein didn't kill himself. It's the theory surrounding him.
You guys can use your imagination.
So we've kind of talked about some real bad kills. Not bad kills, but bad kills. All right, what's better, the blood fountain or the body swing for best kill?
Blood fountain.
Yeah.
You have another name for that.
Oh, it's when Johnny Depp gets dick cancer because he just has a giant tube TV right on his lap, on his bed. I've never seen anybody in my life ever watch TV like that. It can't be good for you.
To be fair, if you try to put a flat screen on your lap, it's probably not going to go very well.
Well, like,
No, it
I
wouldn't weigh
remember when
anything.
we had those, like, giant fucking TVs that weighed, like, 70 pounds. You don't bring that on your lap.
I mean, that couldn't have been light either, I don't think.
No. Well, I remember we have
small.
a TV in my basement that's never going to leave the basement because it's too heavy to bring it up the
Those
stairs.
are the ones that I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like,
Imagine
that's
putting a
what we had as
400-pound
kid.
TV right on your dingling. It's not there no more.
And then we had phones.
I don't have one of those, so I can't imagine that, but I'm going to assume it doesn't feel great.
You can't. I mean, I just...
Yeah. Anyway, back to your question. Dick Cancer Geyser was the best kill.
No, I think I like the body swing. I'm sorry, you guys.
I mean, it's good.
It is just something about how terrifying that would be. The body swing, it's better. It's more terrifying because like a blood fountain. Oh no! Like throw red dye in a fountain. The body, like imagine like you're like chilling in bed. You look over, boom, your girlfriend's being thrown around, and ripped to shreds. That's depressing.
It hits
Yeah,
you in the
imagine that,
face.
Kurt.
I'll share the fun fact we found out because of that video we were watching. What was his name again?
Dead meat kill count. If you're into horror, you know who it is.
I say that was some pretty damn entertaining videos. We kind of just recapped because it has been a while since we watched these, but he shared that both the body swing kill and the Dick Cancer Geyser were filmed the same way, where they had a room that rotated and the cameras were mounted and the furniture was mounted and everything. So, which is pretty neat, and I know that's a tactic that they still use in a lot of movies to film scenes like that. So,
Or if you're a lot of horror movies, you just CGI everything and
hope nobody notices.
yeah, hope man.
I can't imagine how bad the CGI would have been when this came out.
Hey, speaking of bad CGI, can't wait till we watch the remake where they...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, you guys, so I can quote Freddy lines. I always get them messed up, but I think that just goes to show how iconic he is. Like, if you told me, can I quote a Jason line? No. Michael line? No. Maybe they don't have lines. Maybe that's why.
I was gonna say I don't think they talk.
I haven't even seen
There's a lot of
Friday the
grunts.
13th, and I was like, I don't think he's...
That
Yes.
grunt in the third movie, yeah,
Mm.
did it for me.
Or having breathing.
For sound effects.
No.
That was my favorite
No.
Way
one.
to make it into an ASMR podcast.
I've always been saying we can go full ASMR, but
Please no.
but with that on the table, that you cannot say Freddy, favorite character, in this one.
My choice would be Nancy because she is the most capable and competent character of all said characters. Like having a second coffee pot in your room.
Backup coffee.
So
And
Like
Home
mother,
Alone.
like daughter.
Yeah.
Backup.
And being the OG Home Alone movie
Yeah.
character. It's pretty great.
Suck it, Kevin.
Yeah.
For real.
He pulled his punches.
yeah, but Nancy wound up losing her mom. Kevin didn't. I mean, Kevin lost his mom.
I mean,
No, his mom lost him.
Yeah.
That's bad parenting. At least the
I mean-
alcoholic knew where her daughter was.
I mean, to be fair,
alcoholic sees her daughter literally pull a hat out of nowhere. Also, her, I'm gonna trap you in the house.
I didn't,
You're
say
never
she,
gonna go anywhere. I don't believe you.
I didn't say she was a good mom.
Just saying that maybe forgetting your kid at your house isn't so bad.
It's
Okay.
so bad when you're just like, oh yeah, we burnt a serial killer alive, and you got his hat somehow, but like,
Yeah, I still don't believe you.
That being said, favorite character, well, I agree with Sam. It's gonna be Glenn, Johnny Depp.
it's just
Is it
Johnny
because
Depp.
you had? Is it because it's young Johnny Depp?
Any variation of Johnny Depp, yes.
Interesting. I'm gonna keep this in the back of my
Okay,
mind.
maybe not any variation, but yes.
What's the worst Johnny Depp?
We'll figure it out.
Like least attractive Johnny Depp?
No, like worst acting, because I feel like you imagine just putting a different Johnny Depp. Like imagine him as Jack Sparrow in this movie. Wonderful.
Would have been amazing.
Yeah. 10 out of
Freddy
10.
Freddy wouldn't have had a chance.
No,
No, I feel like
that's
Jack
not what
Sparrow
I thought
couldn't
you meant.
fight
I thought
Johnny
you were
Depp.
gonna ask which Johnny Depp is the worst Johnny Depp, like which movie, and I was gonna say Crybaby,
Oh.
even though that was his breakout role. I just
But
feel like
he's-
he doesn't really actually act in that movie.
Maybe not, but he's still hot in it.
I know. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean based on hotness. I meant
Can,
what Kurt said based off character.
can we get Dark Shadows Johnny Depp versus Freddy?
Can I say Johnny Depp from Transcendence, where he turns into an AI computer?
That's the one you're putting against Freddy.
Yeah, I mean he's a robot. He can't sleep.
Fair.
That's valid.
That's
Do
valid.
robots dream of electronic sleep?
No.
Well, it's androids, but
It's
They-
androids.
you're close.
It's
close
androids.
Enough.
See. For those of you guys who don't know, that's the book title of what the movie Blade Runner is based off of.
I would not know because I fell asleep after 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, you were straight up. I
I was
mean,
so
you didn't really. We'll review that movie one day.
We'll
For
get to it.
now,
That will be our next series.
Yeah.
We'll do the 2 Blade Runner movies.
my favorite character was Tina because she said things to
Rod.
Rod that I almost called him Robert for some reason.
I mean, who names their kid Rod? Like, this is my son,
Roderick.
Rod. No,
Rod.
just Rod.
Well, his middle name's Rod. His
Oh.
first name is Hot.
Hot Rod.
Ha ha ha. That was like a dad joke. It was really bad.
I
That was really
wasn't-
bad even for me.
I was not gonna pay any attention to that because it was
It was not good.
not.
See, no, like I get if Rod's short for something, but if it's not,
It's
seriously,
probably
like,
short for
imagine-
Roderick.
Who names your kid Roddick?
You play so many freaking video games where their names are Roderick.
That's because it's Star Ocean. Leave me alone.
That's what I
But
thought.
no, like it's like if Sam and Katie's names were actually Sam and Katie. It's Samuel and Katie Weiland.
It is not, but okay.
You know, like I feel like just naming your kid Dick instead of naming him Richard.
I still don't understand how you get.
We'll talk about that. It's
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway.
That's a tangent for another time.
yeah. I think we talked about that in our episode about prisoners. So go listen to that.
Probably.
But no, she's my favorite character because she says to Rod, he's like, "Oh man, I woke up so horny and I had your name written all over," and she was like, "My name is 4 letters. I don't know how you're gonna fit all of them on that." I was like, that's something I would say to Kurt. He's
My
my
name is also
boyfriend, and I
4
listen
letters.
to him.
Would I don't know that I want to ask this because Kurt's like my little brother, but you're not gonna like use Tarzan and Jane to speak to him, are you? In the bedroom.
See, that's bad pillow talk. Good pillow talk is Johnny Depp looking down, and being like, "Hey, little buddy, you get cancer."
I think that I'm so used to these jokes that I just roll my eyes and are like, on to the next one.
I love that when people listen to this, they're actually gonna hear Sam laugh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's so quiet. Normally, you guys just like you might hear him kind of snickering in the background, but he's actually laughing, and that's the other thing. Like
It's different.
I can hear Sam laugh, so it's like antagonizing me.
It's what you?
Antagonizing.
That is not at all what I thought you said.
See, I've realized that, and I guess I don't know if we're calling this season 1 or like the new season of the podcast, that when we're doing a jokey movie, make jokes, serious movie, get serious, because jokes land a little bit better.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's only so fun to laugh at a child kidnapping. Which is in reference to our Prisoners episode. You should go watch it. I'm real proud of myself. I don't think I cracked a lot of jokes.
How are they gonna watch it?
Listen to it.
They pulled up on YouTube where there's audio form.
Hear it with your eyes. Is that what reading is?
Is that what Braille is?
No, it's not. You don't look at Braille. You don't go.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can. Not
I've
if you're
looked at Braille.
blind, but
Wow.
If you're blind. That's who
Oh my
Braille
God.
was for, is blind
It's saying
people.
things. It's Corey's thoughts. For those of you guys who no one can see, I'm sorry, you guys.
you lost the joke for our non-visual listeners.
Thank you, Katie.
You mean the blind people who have to use Braille? Katie?
Yeah, our newest format's gonna be Braille, guys.
It's like hearing for your eyes.
What is going on?
So, okay.
I'm enjoying this so much.
So I'm
I hope
sorry
everybody
about this
loves
episode.
This is what happens when we haven't gotten together in a month.
So, I really, really, really don't like in a movie where they want me to like care about a character who's gonna die, and they don't, and I don't, and I'm just like, oh no, they're gonna die. I think that's what makes this a good horror movie. Like, it's kind of cheesy, it's kind of fun, but like, I don't want to watch Johnny Depp die. I mean, it's comical because.
Dick cancer.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Dick cancer's not funny. I feel like we actually need to put out a PSA. We don't think it's
Kurt
funny.
said
It's
it earlier.
just a funny
Yeah.
giant TV.
It was just something that was said,
And
and it was so funny because we're making a joke about a TV
I feel
on
like
your crotch.
I feel like I'm allowed to make jokes about it because like it could
'Cause you have a
affect me.
dick?
Yeah, because it could affect me in my life.
It was also the
I
fact
think
that it came from Sam, and
Yeah.
like, I know like the majority of our listeners, as of right now, are people that we actually know. Sam is usually fairly quiet. He gets in one-liners and they're really good, but it was just the line of, "Oh, that's how you get dick cancer," or however you said
It's like,
it.
so
It
that's what
just-
happens when you get dick cancer.
Yeah, it just stuck. So, no, we don't want people to get dick cancer. But when it's the 80s and you put a giant ass TV on your fucking dick,
I mean, if you
I mean,
want
we
dick
sleep on our
cancer,
cell
that's how you
phones.
get dick cancer.
I mean, they
Get an
did-
old ass TV and
Yeah.
What?
put that on your dick.
like you said, radiation was bad from those TVs, so that's why you said don't sit too close to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that way anymore.
Yeah,
But
see, my family told me don't sit too close to TV. You're gonna go blind. Jokes on them. I was born blind.
that's
same though.
no, that's actually where it started. That's why they used to say that, is because they
Yeah.
thought that the radiation would seep into your eyes.
And then they thought they'd make you blind. And look at me.
Already blind.
So now we know what
Already blind.
happened.
Same.
Do you watch too much TV in the womb?
Yeah. So what about you guys?
Thank
Does this actually work as a horror movie or is it more of a comedy? Because all of these, I feel like you can like Kobe into
Make
one
a
too.
yeah, you can make a statement as why it's a comedy.
So again, as somebody who doesn't typically watch scary movies, for this coming out when it did, I would say yes, definitely would qualify it as a scary movie. And when we just watched it a few months ago, so it did have a couple like jump factors for me. Like, I think I legitimately jumped twice while watching this. So I would say it reached the goal of being scary. Like, it did its job. I wouldn't say I was, shaking in my boots or anything like that, but it was enough to go, oh shit. So
Yeah.
it was good. However, that being said, as we talked about earlier, this movie came out almost 40 years ago. So there are some things in it that are maybe a little dated and come across as comical, like, spaghetti arms.
There are things in this movie I feel like if you were really, really young, you would not understand the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they take the phone off of the receiver so that they can't get calls anymore.
Yeah.
If I was like a 10-year-old, I'd be like, I don't understand.
But you just get calls from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that it does qualify as a horror movie. Like Katie said, for the time it was, and now it has defined quite a large part of its genre.
Yeah.
So I feel like for that fact alone, its impact on the genre, it deserves a horror movie to
Yeah.
be one.
I guess this is like kind of a weird thing from my perspective. I saw these movies when I was like 10. Like,
Oh, I saw them really young too. My dad and I watched them.
Yeah, I had a friend when I was in Boy Scouts. He loved horror movies. And
In
we
Boy
watched them.
Scouts?
I was in Boy Scouts first season.
Season.
Yeah, like one like year. But anyways, yeah. But we watched them all. And I remember being really young, staying up like way too late with him when we were supposed to be camping in his backyard, which we were totally doing, and watching these movies and just not having fun because I'm terrified, but having a lot of fun because I'm hanging out with friends.
I think if I had watched these for the first time when I was younger, it it would have definitely been scarier for me than watching it now as an adult because I do see the humor in some of it. So watching it now as an adult, it doesn't quite hit the same way it would as a child when you can't fully rationalize everything. So, but you, Sam?
Yes, I would say this is definitely a horror movie. It's got some good scares, I would say, for its time.
Would you say?
I would say.
Sorry.
I mean, it's got maybe the most iconic killer and horror franchises.
One of them.
Definitely one of them.
He's probably the most instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that in the case of like it's weird. I know you guys can't see, but I looked down at my shirt to see if I was wearing my Camp Crystal Lake because
You wear that a
like
lot.
I do. I love that shirt. I have
Because
three
he has
of it.
two of them.
But you know, like that's the location. But yeah, as a person, 100%.
Yeah.
Even the house is iconic.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
you look at the fedora, you look at the shirt, anything that has the green and red striping on it, you're like Freddy Krueger.
He's got the most iconic, like, weapon of a killer.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, kitchen knife versus machete versus finger glove
Or a chainsaw.
or chainsaw or magic cube that turns you into BDSM demon.
He did say the most iconic line of this movie.
What is that?
When Nancy answers the phone and he's talking to her and he goes, "I'm your boyfriend now." That's still
That
my
is-
favorite gift to send in our group chat.
I remember we were watching that, and I want to say it was Tyler actually had done that right after.
Yeah,
that
I think he
scene,
did too.
and, oh, I think I cried. I think I was crying. Like I was honestly crying, and it just became a joke between all of us. Is I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
It's great.
No, we say bitch.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah he doesn't
fell
have any
asleep.
bitches this movie.
no, he doesn't.
You're gonna have to start a bitch counter.
We will have to start a bitch counter.
That means we have to
Yeah.
rewatch them.
Oh, yeah, it does. I'm sure there's some place where you can find out. They have it counted.
The internet is
I
a wonderful
fell
thing.
asleep
So.
during our rewatch of the movie since I've seen it before, and I was so tired that day. I woke up and they were making the joke about it, and I really believed in my heart that was the line. I didn't realize for so long that was you guys joking. I was like, oh, I didn't remember it right.
So you know, speaking of that, are you guys ready to move on
spaghetti?
to? I'm your boyfriend now, Jesse.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Jesse Walsh moves in with his family into the home of the lone survivor from a series of attacks by dream-stalking monster Freddy Krueger. There, Jesse's bedeviled by nightmares and inexplicably violent impulses. It turns out Freddy needs a host to carry out his gruesome vendetta against the youth of Springwood, Ohio. While Freddy gains influence, Jesse and his boyfriend Grady race against the clock trying to figure out what is going on.
So sorry.
This film came out a year later in 1985. It is an hour and 27 minutes long, and it's starring the wonderful Robert Englund, Mark Patton, Kim Myers, Robert Russler, Clue Gangler, Jack Shoulder, and Hope Lang. So, are you guys ready to talk about one of the most homoerotic horror movies I've ever watched?
There is not a second in this movie that I believed he was in love with that woman.
But also, does that mean you've watched more than one homoerotic horror movie?
Yes.
Okay, we're pinning that, but definitely gonna
I
circle
don't
back.
judge. I don't.
I'm just curious what all falls in this genre.
This genre.
The subgenre.
Yeah, it's the subgenre of there's maybe chemistry between the male and female lead, but it's all in the bros.
I really thought you were going to say there's chemistry between these nuts.
Wow. I'm not 12.
Really thought the ligament joke was gonna come back. Kurt walked in the door earlier and made a ligma joke.
Immediately. You didn't even, like,
He didn't
stopped.
even say hi to me. He just brought my ligma.
I did. So,
Sam's about to spit out his beer.
I cannot in good faith call that a beer.
It's a flavored beer.
Look at that thing and tell me there's hops in it.
I mean, there might be wheat or grain. It doesn't have to
They
have
they
hops.
stirred it with wheat. They were like, here's a grain of wheat. I'm stirring it. That's what that is. Anyway, one fun fact, the main character, the actor, he's from Independence, Missouri.
yeah.
Yep. One of my coworkers.
Right? Or is he from Riverside?
I think he may be from Rivers.
Yeah,
Riverside.
Riverside, yeah.
Yeah. One of my coworkers, his dad went to high school with him.
So, you cannot say the homoerotic subtext, because that's my answer. What is your favorite part of this movie?
You just took away my answer because it was gonna be the dance scene.
Absolutely was the
could be
dance scene.
I'm just going like the whole vibe of it.
The dance scene.
Dance scene and the pool party.
Sam.
The two dogs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Demon
I'm
baby
sure that's not
dogs.
Katie's favorite.
I like to send those photos of those weird baby faced dogs to Corey at random points in time with
It's great.
no
It's
context.
great.
And the response is always, thanks.
What? Like there was no context for that. Like that was in the real world, canonically. Like that was.
Yeah, they weren't even asleep.
Yeah, so that means that Freddy Coeure found two dogs and two giant baby heads and had to stitch them together while he's waiting for her to show up to the boiler room. Like,
Or-
yeah, this will fuck with her.
Hey,
Or he pulled them from the dream realm. I don't know.
hey,
It's,
That makes sense.
everybody has hobbies.
That's why he was murdering all those kids. He wanted to make eldritch abominations.
Oh my god.
I
That's how
figured
we
it
had
out.
Demon baby doggos.
You wanted to sick him on the town.
You've heard of Puppy Monkey Baby? Get ready for Demon Baby.
I mean, to be fair, unfortunately, it doesn't really work out for him because they suck as guard dogs.
Yeah, they just didn't give a fuck. They're
They
like,
just kind of
okay.
like stared at her and she's like, whoa, this is crazy.
Ooh, they growl at me. She was...
She's not a great
God,
actress.
yeah, we can go right into the worst part. All of the forced romance scenes, I'm sorry.
Again, as I stated before, there is not a second that I believed they were in love.
Or even like...
Interested.
Yeah, they were just...
Yeah, I mean, my least favorite part plays into that, but it was most definitely them making out on the floor and the weird Freddy tongue. Listen, I can watch a lot of shit and not get uncomfortable.
That was uncomfortable.
That was so
It
uncomfortable.
was so uncomfortable.
And I think a lot of it is because of the look on his face, and obviously he's, having an identity crisis throughout this entire thing, but his just absolute, what the fuck is going on look, and just continuing to do it instead of just getting up and moving away.
Why did you stop?
Can
You not make that voice?
Yeah, can we not?
Stop.
Can I say my least favorite part would have to be how it just breaks the rules of the first movie, where Freddy is just like can take over people's bodies to come into the real world. I don't know.
They never bring this specific thing back.
This is like
Again.
the least canon movie,
Yeah.
which it kind of makes it, spoiler for later on, it kind of makes it my favorite, because it tries the
special.
most different
It's so special.
things, and I like Freddy in the real world slaughtering a pool party.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that it's so different. It's not, introduce a new cast of characters, give them one character trait. Freddy kills them all with one character trait. Weird trippy end sequence where Freddy dies. And the sequel starts up, and the main girl, she has a new cast of friends with one character trait. I'm sorry.
Then she's the first death, and
Yeah.
then we get a new character to take over.
Yeah, that's about right for most movies.
This one, nah, dude. He's like emerging out of Freddy. Freddy's getting him to suck on his finger claws. Like, there's a weird biker leather bar. There's a lot of man ass.
This movie was very kink heavy.
It was so weird, and he's still wearing it when he finds him, and he's like, "We're gonna go back to the squad. I'm gonna make you run laps." It's like, no, no, you're a teacher. No.
I have a legitimate.
If you saw a student, Kurt,
Uh-huh.
if you were a teacher and you saw a student at a BDSM bar, wouldn't you just turn the other way?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. First off, I'm not a teacher. I don't know why she asked me.
I said if you were.
Oh, okay.
You did not hear the if. It's fine.
Yeah. Like I like how we're all just like, Kurt would go to the BDSM club, gay BDSM club. That's right up his alley. Which, I mean, yeah, I would.
I'm.
You
Never
know,
mind. I won't make that joke, Kurt. I'll be nice.
but I don't know if I would actually say something. Like,
You'd be like,
if
I mean,
they
if I
don't
was a
acknowledge
teacher, I would
me,
pull them away and be like, "You're not old enough to be at a bar. Get out of here."
no, if they don't acknowledge me, I wouldn't acknowledge them, especially back then.
Yeah.
But speaking of gayness back then, how much money you guys want to bet this is how somebody found out they were gay was from this movie?
Everything. That dance scene.
That
dance scene.
I'm sorry, like, I'm not even trying to be
I'm
mean.
not
I'm
convinced
trying to
that
honestly
the
be a
script
little
of
serious.
this movie was not a fanfic.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't they say that they
It was a different script, and they just added
they-
in,
bought the
Freddy.
script or whatever, and then
just changed.
I would not be
Whatever,
surprised if
for it
it's
to be
like one of
Freddy.
those like
I don't think they
Your
read
name
it all the way
Jefferson.
through.
I don't think so either. They stopped after the first 5 minutes of reading.
They're like, yeah, this is gonna be fine. We can work with this.
you know, I hate to say it. I wonder if they were just all so close-minded back then that they didn't even realize that homoerotic subtext is a thing.
I mean, possibly they probably, because they probably wanted a sequel because the first one did so well. I mean, it came out a year afterwards that
Yeah.
when they
Didn't
probably
wanna
couldn't
have
get
to-
Wes Craven back, they're like, let's get the first script we can find, and
They couldn't
This-
wait for him to make another script and start everything over again.
yep,
Yeah.
that's my theory. I have no way of backing this up.
It makes sense though. It's a
Yeah.
good theory. It's not a bad one.
I just know studios are greedy, and
Yeah.
It came out very fast after the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet Cash Money. Some people realized it and just didn't care. Just thought it was wonderful. 'Cause I think it's wonderful. I think it's one of the what makes this movie so unique as a horror movie.
It still was pretty enjoyable as a movie,
Yeah.
even though there definitely were some things where I'm going, they
There are
definitely didn't
so
think about
many-
all this all the way through.
There are so many times where they like, just like, it'll be them like talking to the camera and it'll turn around and it'll just be like a shot of their butt and you're like, why?
Well, not why. I mean, as everyone points out, that's how they film the female characters in a lot of horror movies.
It's true.
That is true. But also, I don't need 7
I do.
different shots of his butt.
I do. I'm not even gay. I appreciate it. Look.
Maybe as a woman, because I'm like, oh yeah, that guy is definitely not straight. I'm just not interested in him then.
See,
I'm not out here like fetishizing gay men, so
I like the equality aspect of it.
that's why they had Johnny Depp in the other one. So,
Yeah.
right, Kitty?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Thank you for backing me up for once.
Well, just about Johnny Depp. He's pretty.
All right. So, speaking of good old Johnny Depp, that was like one of the best kills in the last movie. Not my favorite, as I clearly just stated. What's the best one in this one? We had a lot. We had a lot more this one. My favorite's random death number 4 at the pool party.
I was gonna say the guy who just gets thrown into a grill.
Yeah, I was gonna say the man that got yeeted into the grill. But if we're going with actual like characters that we know and have been established, probably Jesse's boyfriend Ron.
Yes.
This was so cool when you see the finger knives go through the door.
Yeah, I like that.
The way it's filmed and everything is just really, really good. And that kind of ties into that. Like, it's just enough to be kind of scary
Yeah,
and creepy without, like, overdoing it.
I would agree with that.
That one's good. I'll say my two favorite are the people that fall into the pool and get boiled alive.
And the pool catches on fire.
Yeah, like so they're dead. They have to be.
They're extra dead.
Well, I'm gonna put realism into a movie, and Sam can say what he always freaking says to me about it. But like they would be, like pretty much everybody would be dying on some chlorine gas at that point.
Yeah, I was watching a video today about how horrifying it is to be boiled alive because I was watching a thing about the Yellowstone hot springs.
I was very curious where this video came from, but I'm really glad you explained it. So just okay.
Yo, YouTube recommendations sometimes get wild. It's like you're watching, like some nice like PewDiePie video, you fall asleep and you wake up, and it's a documentary about and the horse cock can grow up to 4 feet.
You sent that TikTok to me today.
Yeah, I know.
Wait.
He got it from a TikTok. He didn't come up with that right now.
Yeah, I did.
No. You're actually like using TikTok now?
I use TikTok every once in a while because Corey sends me about 30 of them a day.
Good. So when I start sending some to you, you can answer.
I will answer. I do it
And
typically
answer
in
your
bulk.
fucking texts.
Oh, I don't
Your
answer
sister
texts.
texts you.
Kurt never. He only does that for me because I yell at him when he doesn't.
I'm gonna start yelling at
I
him
can't
too.
escape Corey. I live with her.
That's also probably because he leaves his phone on top of the car.
I'm so glad I'm not the one who brought that up.
I'm not the least bit surprised at all. Because when you got out of the car last night, I saw you like, it looked like you put
Struggling?
maybe a drink or something on top of the car. I saw you just reaching up, and so I just didn't think anything about it once we
Thought
started
maybe
walking
he
towards
grabbed
the door.
it, yeah.
So,
But I understand what you're saying. Like, this stuff that I watch so much true crime, I'm like, oh, so that's what antifreeze looks like when it goes down your esophagus and into your stomach and deteriorates the lining. That's so interesting.
okay, Corey's gonna kill us.
No,
I think out of
they made
any one of
antifreeze
us who's
taste-
gonna murder everybody, it's gonna be me.
No, they made antifreeze taste bitter because some lady was doing that to her husbands.
It's like the.
I mean, it's already really, really basic.
You're basic. So
So it should have been bitter for.
no, it wasn't.
before.
It wasn't. You could mask it, no problem.
Okay, we need to get back on track.
All right. Besides wet ass Freddy, who's everybody's favorite character?
Jesse.
Yeah, he's like the only real character in this.
I actually like the parents in this one, but yeah, Jesse.
I mean, it's been a while, so I don't really remember them.
Well, like besides,
say.
of course, the firecracker scene, they're actually like, is our son okay? Versus, our son's loading a shotgun and like doomsday prepping, and he's saying a demon's chasing after him. He's fine.
Let me
Business
get
trip time.
my secret stash of vodka.
Yeah, that I keep in the laundry cupboard.
My kid has 2 coffee pots in their room. They're fine. It's strange, but if we had to pick a favorite Freddy, this is my favorite Freddy. I love jokey Freddy, but this is threatening Freddy, and this movie in general is threatening.
That's part of why I like Jesse so much, and a lot of it is because the actor did a really great job.
Mm.
But him having to, be both Jesse and Freddy was just really, really good, and it was frightening enough for me.
Like that scene where he like puts his little sister and he hears the Freddy voice and it turns around, it's Jesse. It's like, oh my god, wait, we're watching a horror movie. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't as campy.
I really like the campy Freddy, so this
I
was
do.
not my
Same.
favorite Freddy.
I mean, I do too, but I will say like it was fun, I guess, for lack of a better word, to have a more frightening.
Different.
I don't think that he
Freddy.
was. I mean, he was threatening because he was more of a real world threat to these people. But I just.
So you guys haven't seen the remake. The remake's kind of bad, but in it, Freddy's played completely straight. Like he's not. There's no jokes, and he'll do his joking lines
Not in
with
a
the serious.
homoerotic movie in the new one.
No, it's not great, but that threatening Freddy. Sometimes I'm like, whoa. I'm like, as much as I love campy And it's like, I love quoting Six. I really do want a like 2023 played completely straight, terrifying nightmare film.
Like, even though I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but like Halloween 2018, where Michael Myers is menacing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus him getting kicked by Busta Rhymes through
Or beat up by a lady with an iron in the new one.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lady brings an iron to fight Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Cool.
I mean, if you hit
choice.
someone with one of those, it's gonna hurt.
It's true.
Yeah, but this is like post-resurrection Michael Myers.
Okay.
So he's demonified.
Well, no, it's supposed to be like only Halloween 1 happened.
Oh, okay.
So none of the other
What
ones
was
happened.
the question you had asked?
The question I asked was, does this work as a good horror movie? And I think we all agree on yes.
Yeah.
I feel like this one is more of a comedy to me. Because there's so much absurdness in it that I'm like, okay. Alright. I think it's a good horror movie because it's again a classic. Like, if you've seen the first one, you should watch the second one.
Yeah,
But-
you shouldn't skip this on a rewatch.
Yeah, no.
You can skip some of them.
Yeah, so many of the homoerotic scenes just come off as like so funny and off-putting to it that I don't feel like it really helps it be a horror movie.
Yeah, I kind of. There are parts where I'm kind of like, I don't think the director really like
Thought about this?
thought everything fully through. Just like I don't think they read the
Baby
script all the way
dogs.
through.
Baby dogs.
Demon baby dogs.
Yes. Demon baby dogs. Are they scary? A little. Were they just kind of there? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it works for me as like I guess it's kind of like a psychological horror movie up until Freddy is running around it at a pool party.
It's still a great scene though.
Yeah,
Or
Like,
when
You mean the part that's supposed to be the scariest part because he's real now?
yeah, but I don't know. I guess maybe just because it's in the setting of a pool party where there's like 70 people there, I feel like they could just
it should have been at
kill,
like
like fight Freddy.
I feel like if they had done something like a warehouse rave, I could have dealt with it better than a fucking pool party.
Yeah, but this is back before warehouse raves were a thing. Like, I think
Maybe.
with the other things you gotta think about it. You know, we weren't
Just the
alive in
80s.
'85.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, pool parties, that was.
But I'm sure there were still dumb kids that broke into abandoned buildings and had parties there and shit like that. So
We
I
don't
feel
know.
like-
We weren't alive.
it's true. But they probably could have figured out a better location instead of a
I think the
pool
pool party was fine. I just feel the way that they did it was kind of,
campy.
yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah. All right. So, first two down. We got a lot more Freddy content to go. Anyone got any final thoughts on the first two? Anything,
I have noticed a serious lack of bitch.
Yeah, the bitch starts in 3.
Yeah, it really does.
With the greatest line.
Yes.
And that line is, or are you going to save it?
I was gonna save it.
Oh,
Okay.
we gotta save it.
It's my favorite line, too.
It's a great line.
It is.
I really want
That's my
you-
favorite Freddy. 3 is my favorite Freddy.
6 is
I
also
know.
3 Freddy, though.
Yeah.
I really need Sam to do a bitch counter for us. Because you absolutely love it every time he throws bitch onto the
Bitch.
end of a line.
Well, it's just like, I don't know. It's like so
It's just,
non-threatening.
it's so funny.
It's so funny. It adds
Yeah.
so much.
It's great.
This is the end of Serious Freddy.
Yeah, they tried really hard in this one to make him serious.
And they made him wet.
And then
They made him
after this,
real
they're just like,
wet.
Moist.
Yeah. This was Moist Freddy. The moistest.
I don't have an issue with the word moist. It's just using moist to
They-
describe a
they also
person.
made-
It's just
They also made Jesse really moist in this movie.
they made
He
Jesse
was a very
lot of
different
things.
Yeah. This was a real wet movie, you guys. I ain't even gonna lie. The pool party. But see, the driest thing was Jesse's love for his girlfriend.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote girlfriend. I think these two are really good. And I think if the series had ended here, I think it'd still be looked back on fondly because they're both
Mhm.
really good movies.
Absolutely.
Or even if they ended at 3.
Oh man, if they ended at 3, it'd be like the horror
A blessing.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can save our opinions on
Everything later.
yeah, everything later. Yeah,
The best character in the entire series comes in 3, so.
that is true.
It's true.
Point where I feel like they retroactively wrote them in later.
Probably, yeah.
Totally worth it, though.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, and thank you for joining us on our little adventure. We were gonna possibly do Scream since that was coming out when this was being taped. Taped? Is that the right word?
Recorded?
Yeah, recorded.
This isn't filmed,
You
Corey.
just dated us.
I mean, there's cassette, like...
Bro, dude, what's a cassette tape? I'm sorry, I'm not a boomer unlike Sam.
I mean, you rode in a car that had a cassette tape with that had an aux.
Support on it. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna lie
to
to
high
you.
school every day for
With 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
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 Get got, bitch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm really excited to start like our first little mini series, and I hope we get to pick more like movie series to do this
We
with. So.
one day should do the Scooby-Doo direct-to-tape movies.
Oh no, there's
those
like
are
a million.
fire.
Yes.
Those are
Like a
And they're
million.
all
we
good.
should totally do the live action ones though.
Yes.
Those would be
We could
fun.
do The Scooby-Doo, we could probably bulk like 4 of them in a podcast.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo spin-off movies. The Kiss one.
Yo, the Kiss
Oh,
one has
yeah.
magical girl transformations.
It is. It's great. I love it. I love that movie so much.
So, Katie, I kind of want to bring this up earlier. It's kind of, we can also kind of pay tribute to, you know, if you like this movie, watch this movie question we always do, which I really like, of the other potentially gay or
Homoerotic movies.
homoerotic
Horror movies.
horror movies. So, Sleepaway Camp 1 and 2 are more, I'm not going to say completely homoerotic, but they definitely deal with stuff in that space, but it's handled in the way an early 80s movie would handle something in that space. So,
Yep.
real cancelable in 2021.
I've seen the first one. It's interesting.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It's a weird movie, and they deal with some real weird topics, but you know what? It could have been worse for that time. And then, God, I can't even remember the name. I was watching a horror movie. It was just like came on. Which one is that? I think it's one of the Wrong Turn movies. I swear to God, like the bromance in it. Which, first off, never watch the Wrong Turn movies. They're bad.
I don't even know what that is, so
There's a
easy to
horror
get.
series called Wrong Turn where it's all about cannibals, and in the newest one, there was a gay couple, but it felt more. I don't know. It wasn't as fun.
We'll take your word for it.
The movie's also just sad. It's a violent movie. Like one of the boyfriends dies, and the other one gets real sad, and like that's like when like the series got campy, like this one did. That one played it straight the whole time, and I remember that scene where one of the boyfriends died, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sad.
This is intense.
Yeah. But no, none as truly as wonderfully
Iconic as this one.
iconic as this one is. And I think we need more. Give me more of them. I'll watch them. I love horror movies.
I'm going to go ahead and real quick, if you really like kind of campy callback movies, kind of reminiscent of movies like this and like really, really classic horror movies, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's
Oh,
such a
man.
flashback to every horror movie you could think of that's just like iconic. And it's not an amazing movie, but it's a good time.
Oh, it's an amazing movie.
Real good time.
Sam, you've seen it?
Highly
I
recommend.
have seen it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's 10 out of 10.
I have not.
Besides, like the last
Oh,
minute.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can add it to the list.
Yep.
But speaking of things that we can add to the list, if anybody has any ideas for other series, mini-series, let us know.
Suggest Scooby-Doo.
We'll watch whatever. I
Scooby-Doo.
will, at least.
I'm sure we can
Unlike
work
the
with
other
it.
wimps in the podcast.
It's me. I'm the wimp.
You're not the only one.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We can't wait to share part 2 with you, so stay tuned.
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should start the next one that way.
It's
Bye,
part 2.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.